Hi, Scott from Digital Fish with content that catches. I was down in Tauranga game fishing with Matthew Hewitson from Fishing in Godzone magazine on the Sinnets Rods boat, a 6-metre Surtees. Our plan was to head past Astrolab reef and follow the 100-metre line up towards Mere Island and troll some of the seamounts along the way. Swell Map had downgraded the forecast overnight and we were heading into a nasty, sloppy chop, antagonised by a 15-knot northerly wind. We were running a Pakula Lumo sprocket, a Halco laser, and a Zuka's Lyman Yellow 8-inch lure in the hope of attracting a yellowfin tuna. About an hour later we started to angle north of Mere Island. We didn't get any attention on the lures until we trolled over a seamount at about 150 metres. The Zukas got hit briefly, but the fish didn't stick, whatever it was. Passing back over the same area can be a good idea when you have a decent hit on your trolling gear. However, this time whatever had been interested in the Zukas had moved on. I set up a 15 kilo rig for smaller tuna and sent out a red and white Williamson jethead lure. It wasn't long before it got some attention and I was into an albacore tuna. Trolling closer to Mere, we had another hit, this time on the Lumo sprocket. We turned around for a second pass and sure enough we could see a small billfish, probably a stripey, look at the Zukas before speeding up for the sprocket. It grabbed the Lumo sprocket and peeled off some line but dropped the lure after 50 metres. We switched the Halco for a Pakula beer barrel to see if we could improve our chances of getting hit and turned around and trolled with the sea. It was certainly more pleasant trolling with the following sea. The pelagics weren't thick and fast, so we spent the last part of the afternoon dropping some jigs for kingfish and managed to spot a school on the sounder cruising along the eastern side of the island in about 50 metres of water. Matt hooked up on a small kingfish first on his Sinnet Razor 225 rod and accurate BX 400 reel. I was hoping the rattle in my 300 gram Goldfish rattling S-jig would attract the curious kingfish. Sure enough, on my next drop I hooked a king around the 15 kilo mark and the kingfish powered off for the bottom. My little Sinnet rod was working nicely and although he got some line off me, I thought I had him out of the danger zone with some short pumping and winding. I was pretty confident he was coming home when the line gave way. I couldn't tell if it was a knot or braid failure or if he had found some rocks. All I knew was that I had lost a nice fish. A re-rig and drop paid off with another fish about the same size as the last one. Things were looking good. I had him under control and well clear of the bottom when disaster struck again. Matt had another fish on and was giving him the full stick on the Sinnet Razor. Check out the bend in the rod. This kingfish was coming home to feed some wedding guests after a bit of time in the smoker. I was kingfishless, so picked up Matt's accurate combo to see if I could find one to take home too. Unfortunately, after a number of drops, we couldn't find the kings again and had to call it a day. This is Scott from Digital Fish with content that catches.